This week in Ken's Tech Lab, we're going to be unboxing and trying out the new Anycubic Photon M3 Premium. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. This week we're going to be unboxing this Anycubic Photon M3 Premium. I wonder how long they get those names going. This is the premium version of the M3. Now we're going to unbox this, we're going to put resin in it, and we're going to try it and see how well it performs. Alright, so let's go over a little bit of what this printer has to offer. It is a 8K resin printer, high resolution. It's a light turbo 2.0. It's the new technology that Anycubic just came out with for the premium version. It's got a 10-inch monochrome LCD screen. It's got ball screw double threaded rods. The printing dimensions of this printer is 250 by 123 by 219, and it weighs 41 pounds. So I believe this printer is going to be a lot different than any of the other M or Photon products that have been put out by Anycubic. And we will see, because it says details beyond 8K. Well, we will actually check that out and see for ourselves. I know that what got me to buy this printer was a few things. Is that, you know, that one of my other videos I actually talk about Elegoo Jupiter, and I added a heater, and I also added a charcoal filter to take away the smell out of the printer. This one has two USB powered filters in it that comes with it, and we'll see how well those do also. So without further ado, let's get this thing unboxed. And I'm probably gonna have to move this to the floor because inside the box, and when I first opened this, I thought it was a box with inside a box, and I would be taking out the Anycubic box with all the Anycubic writing all over it, but no. So let me go put this on the floor, and we'll be right back. Alright, with it on the floor, we have some heavy cardboard that's protecting it. Styrofoam. More styrofoam. You know, what's really funny that I've seen in quite a few videos now, and with me buying the printers, the resin printers, a sheet of paper, leveling paper, like we don't have a piece of paper of our own. They give us the paper. Alright, what else do we have? We have an installation and usage guide. Oh, one other thing this printer has, that it has Wi-Fi, and it also will have an app just like my X1 Carbon, and be able to send the prints straight to the printer through Wi-Fi. That was something I've been looking for. We have taken away all the inside packaging, and it looks like the unit itself is in one piece. Okay, let's lift it off. Get this piece of plastic out of the way and put it back down. Let's take off the lid. There is no doors on this one, so it's all on that lid. Okay, the top, more styrofoam. I thought it was done in the box, but I guess there's more to go in here. Okay, let's see what else we get. We get power cord, US. Another box. Let's see what's in the box. Our startup supplies. We'll go over that in a few minutes. Okay. We have our power supply, brick. There's our first charcoal filter, USB powered. And our second charcoal filter, USB powered. Anycubic had to do one up on Elegoo by putting 2 of those in here. Okay. Leave that down there, just like that comes up with it. Okay, there's our build plate. Now, this isn't as big as the Elegoo Jupiter, but I'm hoping that my prints will actually stick to this plate without any issues. If you've been following this channel and I went over the Jupiter, I've been having a lot of sticking issues, and that's why I put the Wham Bam plate on it. Okay. Last piece, we have instructions. Instructions are always good. Build plate. One thing I wish they would all manufacturers would come up with would be a way to just have a little, like a little half turn like you would on a faucet or one of the new, you know, for your water conditioners and stuff. Just a half turn and be able to take this off without having to screw these all the way down. I think it would make it much easier for the resin community to do that. All right, we have the vat. And looks, please tear off the protective film before using. Okay, we're going to need to do that. Put that up here. This also does come with one screen protector. Okay, so it says also here that the screen protector under the protective film can protect curing screen from resin contamination. If the protector is tainted by resin after long periods of usage, please replace. So this sounds like there's already one protector on here and it comes with one spare. So we'll see. But I think what we're going to have to do is raise this up first. And to do that, we're going to need to plug it in. So let's put this aside. This resin vat is not heavy at all. The max line is nice and high. I wonder if you can get the autofill for this like you can for the Elegoo. Jupiter has an autofill. The one of the other printers that is made by Anycubic also has an autofill. So I wonder if you can get one for this one also. Okay. We have the carbon filter. Always open these up if you get them brand new because the carbon filter is wrapped in plastic and it won't work. The carbon filter on this is a lot smaller than the one that came with the Jupiter. The Jupiter looked like it was a brick. Okay, they could have made that a little easier. It's okay. Take that, look for the name Anycubic, which goes out front, and put that on and get rid of the stains that we have now from the carbon, and they go right in that slot. Do number 2, and we'll put that in over there. Alright. Let's put the, for now, let's put the, get rid of the plastic off of the top. Alright, we have the build plate. We have the power brick, our leveling sheet, instructions, and let's see what we get in tools. Put them over here. We have the knob to tighten the build plate. We have some filters, a couple pairs of gloves, our pass of approval from Anycubic, our plastic scraper, some spare screws, and a scraper. A cloth to wipe the screen. Our antenna for the Wi-Fi. And a USB, which I really hope that this USB is a lot better than the one that came with Elegoo. I've seen all the complaints about that. We have our tools to be able to to loosen and tighten. Let me put the Wi-Fi on now so we don't lose it. It's just a little screw in the back. I'll put a picture of it up in the corner. Well, I don't need the mask. It came with a one mask. I don't need the gloves. I don't need the All right, let's take a look all the way around. Here's the back of the unit. There's the antenna with the little knob on it to be able to tighten it in there. front of the unit, the Z-axis, the display screen, and we'll take that off. Okay. Okay, here we are back on the front of the unit. So here we're going to turn it on for the first time. Want to make sure that that is in view. Okay. It comes on. There is no sound at all. Okay, let's go to Tools. Where we need it, we're going to go to Move Z. $50 meters up. Okay, I'm going to do another 50 meters. One more. So now it wants us to tear off the protective film. So that's going to be this little tear right here. Off. Now it's time for the leveling part of the stage here. And what it wants us to do, I would say it's like this. And let me adjust this up. Okay. Open up our bag of tools. Undo the 4 screws. One more. Okay, it should be nice and loose. One other thing. But while we're here, what we're going to do is I'm going to get one of my nice cloths that I purchased for the screens. And we're going to wipe the screen and make sure that there's nothing on it. Sometimes these are easier said than done to put on. Well, if that's stuck on so good, then let it stay. I'm going to take my scraper, which I do still have the plastic on the top. And what we do want out of here is all the bubbles. And nicely you can see the bubbles just go. There's 2 of them here. And you can take the cloth and walk them out. Okay. Then we can take the top part of this and peel it off. And that gives us protection just in case. Alright, on the back of the vat, there's protection here. Okay. Okay. Everybody forgets a little something, right? So, let's do this again, just to make sure that we have leveling down. I can tell you one thing, because the Jupiter has all these weird springs and that for leveling it. I think I'd rather have just these couple screws. Okay, it's going to move Z. Let's home it. Put her hand on it, hold it in tight. Tight. Okay. Set 0. Enter. Take that back off. Our leveling paper. Okay, now we can put the vat in. Another thing I like about this vat a little bit better is that it can go either way. The Elegoo has the pour on one side, so it sticks out the back, so it can only go one way. That's nice and sturdy. Everything should be ready to print. Let's go into our USB and see what kind of test prints they gave us. They gave us the test print that will make sure the bed and your exposure settings are okay. We can do that print, and I think it's pretty. Pour the resin in the vat. It's only a test print, so it doesn't need that much. Okay. We will get the top. get my grubby fingerprints off this. We will hit that, hit play. Now another thing about this printer is the speed. The speed of this printer is a lot higher than the other Anycubics out there. I guess that's part of the premium side of it. The power supply is bigger and has completely different. Wow, that went right in the back. Very fast. Another good thing is that there's no light bleed on this unit like there is on the Jupiter. The Jupiter bleeds the light on both sides really bad. Alright, we're going to let this print and we'll come back when it's all done. Right, it looks like that the print job is done. So let's take off the lid. And let's put on some gloves. Alright, it's time for the reveal. Let's actually see what this looks like. It printed the entire plate without an issue, so let's go clean this off and then we'll show it. Alright, so here is all the test prints right here. Let's see how easy or hard it is to get these things off the bed. So let's one, two, not too bad. Three, four to the floor. 5, 6. 7 and 8. Here's a little piece that kind of came off, kind of split. Put that down there. Alright, so let's do a little bit of a cleanup job. Plate itself. Perfect. We're going to pop these, clean them. This into the alcohol bath. And let me clean up everything here and we'll be right back. Alright, since these are not a model that I'm going to keep, they're just a test print, we will get them out here, take a little look at each one of them. I also am not putting these through the second clean bath. That would be a waste of resources. All right. So that's every part of the plate. And I believe, besides my fingers hitting them, they look very good. I guess if I do this again, I'm going to learn how to not touch the little porcupines that stick out of this. Because it looks like I've bent them on each one of these. And we'll let them sit out here and dry. Before we put them in the Elegoo cure station. Okay, our mat's nice and clean. All our tools are cleaned. All right, the next part we should do is updating the firmware on the Anycubic Photon M3 Premium. All right, let's now, let me get on this correctly. Let me bring up this. And so we're going to go to the Anycubic website. And we are going to look for support, firmware and software. I'm going to go down a little bit. And we're looking for the Photon 3 series, and we're looking for the Photon Premium. Here is the firmware, user's manual, and the firmware is the bin file and the premium ACF file. All right, here is the Anycubic installation of the BIOS. Okay, what do we got to do? Firmware upgrade, cloud connection, and troubleshooting. Well, that's good. Okay, do not power off the printer during the firmware upgrades. Install the new firmware and save the firmware installer files to a USB drive. Okay. Turn on the printer, insert the USB drive, print file, the bin file. After being printed successfully, do not print it again to make sure the printer works properly. All right, we can do that. So let's the USB drive that came with the printer. Okay, let's go back to, we can close VLC. We can open up Finder, go to Downloads. Actually, we're going to name this one. to Anycubic. Okay, and then we're going to go to where I actually put these files in downloads. We're going to go to the firmware. We're going to copy these files over to the USB. Okay, there it goes. All right, they're both over there. Okay, so let's go in there and do the BIOS update now directly on there, since we copied the files to the USB drive. And then we'll see what happens. So it says that we have to print this. So we put it in there. We're going to hit print. And it says to print the bin file. And there we go. Okay, it says updating. It rebooted. We're back in the system tools. Alright, since we printed the first file now it's time to print the second file. So go to print, go down, we're looking for the ECF file. Print. Okay, it says checking firmware CRC. Don't forget, if you get a resin printer, it does come with a USB drive, but try to replace that USB as fast as you can, so to make sure your prints are kept okay. Alright, it's updating the, it says UI firmware. During the reboot, I did see something nice, is that the two charcoal filters in there, the lights are off, so they're, looks like if you reboot the system or shut it down and turn it back on, those don't automatically start back up unless you want them to. If you want one or two of them, the charcoal filters, you can choose that after you turn it back on. Since this process is taking a little longer, I'll probably just skip ahead to the end, so you don't have to bear watching this this slow-moving line go across. Okay, it says updating boot firmware. With the magic of editing, we got all the way to the end. It almost seemed like the machine had to unzip the file within inside itself and then do the update to the boot firmware. Okay, updating, please wait, it's rebooting. Anycubic. And we now have our main menu pack. Alright, now it wants us to go and download the Anycubic Cloud, which we're going to do on the cell phone. Add printer. Okay. Click on that. Okay, the network's been reset. Okay, we're supposed to connect to the printer through my phone. Go to Wi-Fi. And that's the connection there. Okay, we're connected. Go back to the app. And it says connected to printer, or connecting to printer. So what it's waiting for now is my Wi-Fi list. Thank you everybody for joining us here on Ken's Tech Lab this week. We looked over the Anycubic M3 Premium. We've unboxed it, we've updated the BIOS, we've done a print. Next time, maybe we'll be able to do a print between the Elegoo Jupiter and the Anycubic. We'll have to see. But stay tuned to Ken's Tech Lab. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Again, thank you for viewing Ken's Tech Lab, and stay awesome.